Now we do have some non-creatures joining the party, mostly as removal, so we can get things out of the way and jam a whole bunch. We have Case of the Gateway Express. It is a 2-mana case. When it enters, choose target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals 1 damage to that creature. What's beautiful about that is that often we have a lot of creatures, so often this just gets rid of a creature. Also, the case gets solved when you attack with 3 or more creatures. And then once it's solved, creatures you control get +1/+0, which is another anthem and a way to pump up these creatures and make these really cheap, kind of poopy creatures very good. We're also playing 4 Sheltered by Ghosts, again as removal. It is a 2-mana aura. We enchant a creature you control, and when it enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Sheltered by Ghosts leaves the battlefield. And the enchanted creature gets +1/+0, has lifelink and ward 2. So main deck hate for these aggressive decks, already very good in this format. The red-based decks are insane, but also it gets things out of the way so that we can jam. It allows us to race other aggressive decks and pumps up the creature it's on, which is relevant, especially if it's like an evasive creature or something, or a big creature like Knight Errant. As far as the sideboard goes, we're playing 2 Destroy Evil, both as enchantment hate and as like Shieldred hate and stuff. We're playing 1 Split Up. Split Up is really good in the mirror match, especially after they convoke for a whole bunch, or really against these aggressive decks that are going to be attacking and we're kind of racing against. Any deck that we race against, we want to be siding Split Up. Playing 2 Disdainful Stroke for these big mana decks like Domain. 2 Protect the Negotiators, mostly for slower decks that have cards that are a really big deal, like Sunfall or Split Up or Temporary Lockdown, that we need to be countering or we just lose. Playing a Lithomantic Barrage, mostly for the Dimir deck. Being able to take out those creatures for 1 mana is super relevant. And then we're playing 4 Torch the Tower, mostly for these aggressive decks, also really good against Mosso Dread Knight, and there's a lot of applications for Torch the Tower here, especially since we often have the artifact to be able to sacrifice to bargain, which is not true for a lot of Torch the Tower decks.